Hey guys, I wanted to jump on here real quick and just go through this thing that's been on my mind the last few days, and that's this idea that, attorneys are scam artists, that you're going to lose your money, and that you shouldn't get an attorney, especially when it comes to either your music business or your music career. And there are 3 points that I want to go through to address this because I am a real music attorney. I have a law firm, I have staff, so I can actually speak from that standpoint, but I've been an artist and in the music and entertainment business since I was about 4 years old, so I can also speak from that perspective. So let's get into it. Hi guys, I'm top music attorney Miss Crystal. I'm an entertainment attorney, public speaker, and creator of the Top Music Attorney School for artists and record labels. I'm the owner of Dukes Up Records, and most importantly, I'm an independent artist. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on those bell notifications so you don't miss my weekly videos giving you my best tips on the music business, industry news updates, and teaching you how to stay legally protected.
Let's go.
So the analogy that comes to mind right away is, attorneys are like doctors, right? They're professionals. Not everyone wants to go to a doctor. Not everyone even trusts doctors. Well, just like with, you get into an accident and you might have your issues with doctors, but guess what? You're going to a hospital and you're going to be taken care of by a doctor. The same thing happens when it comes to legal issues that you get into. When you have a problem, the first person that you're typically going to be reaching out to is an attorney. And so while, you might have these apprehensions to hiring an attorney, there are basically 3 things I want to go through to talk about the psychological makeup of what we all have and why an attorney can actually save your career, make your career better, and end up being the most important person on your team. So the first thing has to do with cost. I think there is a lot of misconceptions about the fact that attorneys must be just so outrageously priced that no one could ever possibly hire one or pay for one, and that's just not the case. And it comes with just doing a little bit of research, because when it comes to your cost of, do I want to pay, let's say $500 for a contract? And if you are not wanting to pay that amount, but then you end up getting into a huge dispute over ownership of your music, ownership of your business, because you never got something in writing, I promise you're going to end up paying 10 times more to deal with that dispute. And so as a business owner and as a strategist, you have to say, okay, making the investment. That's what it is. You're making an investment into yourself and making sure that you can avoid a lot of these issues, because now you're running more efficiently. You're acting professionally. You have things in writing so that there isn't confusion. And when these problems come up, you can go and get them handled. That's the purpose of the contract. The contract that you're signing is to say, what are we going to do if we get into a dispute? How are we going to resolve it? And when you don't have that in writing, it gets a lot more challenging when now you are calling an attorney for help. And, your attorney will say, well, did you have a contract? Would you guys agree to? And you don't have anything that you can point to. So cost, it's more of the investment. Number 1, it is an investment into you and your future. But number 2, you are saving money by hiring an attorney and doing it right up front. Now, the second piece of this has to do with confidentiality. A lot of people, and a part of this goes back to why I wanted to make this video. The person I was speaking with was like, well, the artist doesn't want to, talk to you because maybe you'll call the other side's attorney and they'll know that we're looking for help and we don't want there to be a problem. And I'm just like, there's confidentiality, even if you don't hire the attorney. As soon as you contact an attorney, and you're talking about your case and your problems, you have confidentiality. That is set by state law in every single state. And there are professional rules of conduct, and there can be malpractice claims if an attorney discloses anything that is said, even if you don't hire the attorney and you just pay for a consultation, you pay for 30 minutes. And quite frankly, a lot of attorneys will do free consultations, right? So back to the cost thing, you might be able to talk to someone for free, but even if you don't, and you pay for that half an hour, you pay for that hour, everything you say is kept confidential. So just understand that you can talk freely. Just because, maybe you did something, you're like, yikes, I don't know how to get out of this. The whole point is to talk to your attorney and strategize, because they're supposed to be the smartest person in the room, telling you how you should kind of handle things and speaking from experience. The reason why I feel confident telling my clients how to handle some of their disputes or business decisions is because I have been through those things myself myself, number one, but number two, because it's literally what I do day in and day out. And so it's helpful, I know, for my clients. And a lot of times they'll call me, they'll be like, I just feel so much better now that I spoke with you and I have some ideas on strategy and what we should do moving forward. And there's an incredible amount of value in that. So then number three, this idea that, attorneys are villains, right? The attorney, I guess going back to, you want a shark, all attorneys are sharks. Well, don't you want that person on your side? Don't you want that person drafting your contracts, negotiating your deals, helping you to strategize your career? So, if you have a idea that an attorney is just a villain, you're not going to want to get the help that you need. But this goes back to just value, right? An attorney is incredibly valuable when you already have an issue, when you're trying to get it resolved. And so going back to making an investment, building on your team and having someone, I say this especially for artists, the two most important people on your team are your manager and your attorney. Those are the people who are supposed to help you with the vision of your career and to make sure you're not falling off of cliffs, making bad decisions. So back to the analogy, not everyone loves doctors. Not everyone wants to go to a doctor because that means you have to actually think about this stuff ahead of time. But preventative medicine is something, right? Taking preventative measures in your career to get these contracts and to get some help with just a general strategy, because that's really the value of your attorney. But finding the right attorney, guys, it takes time. Just because you contact an attorney doesn't mean it's going to be the right fit for you. Doesn't mean that person knows your industry or is the best fit for maybe just your personality type. Rapport is really important. And, I'll say this much, especially for clients that I've represented for years and years, that I have great rapport with, that have my cell phone number, that can call me on, at all hours of day or night or weekend. I know it's incredibly valuable to them to know that when they get in a pinch or they're worried about something, that they can call me. And the hope is that you can have that with your attorney, whoever it is that you find, but that person may not be the right fit of whoever you hire first or second or third. And so, it takes time. But when you find the right attorney, you will get that value. And so, this idea that attorneys are just scam artists, attorneys are people. But it's up to you to do your research and to have conversations maybe before you hire the attorney to see if they're a good fit. Read Google reviews, do your own research, but make sure you find someone, because it's going to make a huge difference in your career, with your business ventures, and anything that you do in the music business. All right, guys, that's all I got for you. This was hot on my mind just because it just drives me crazy when someone doesn't get the help that they need because they have these misconceptions and these preconceived notions about attorneys. So anyway, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to this channel, because maybe you don't want to hire an attorney right now, but you still need help. That's why I do this channel. I want to give you free videos to help you with your music career, your music businesses. So make sure you subscribe, and don't forget to come say hi on social media. I'm at Top Music Attorney on all social media platforms. I'm Miss Crystal. Bye, guys.